Hey guys, I hope you liked my earlier video on important idioms and phrases. Let's discuss some more important idioms and phrases. Our first MCQ is to keep the ball rolling. Our options are to work constantly, to make the best use of, to earn more and more, to keep the conversation going. So what is the answer to this question, guys? The answer to this MCQ is D option, that is to keep the conversation going. To keep the ball rolling means to keep the conversation going. Our next MCQ is to keep the fast and lose. Our options are to be winning sometimes and losing at other times, to play with someone's feeling, to play tricks, to beguile others. So what is the answer? The answer to this is D option, that is to beguile others. To keep the fast and lose means to beguile others. Our next question is to lose face. Our options are to be helpless, to look angry, to look vacant, to be humiliated. So what is the answer? This means to be humiliated. Our next question is to hit the nail on the head. Our options are to guess right, to hit the target, to settle the old score, to catch something napping. So the answer to this MCQ is to guess right. To hit the nail on the head means to guess right. Our next question is the pros and cons. I think most of you, 99% of you must know the answer of this question. Let's see our options. Good and evil, for and against a thing, former and latter, foul and fair. So what is the answer to this question? The answer to this question is for and against a thing. The pros and cons means for and against a thing. Our next question is leave one to sink or swim. Our options are to be in dilemma, to leave to one's fate, to put one in difficulty, not to help one. The answer to this question is not to help one. Leave one to sink or swim means not to help one. Our next question is Swan-song. Our options are music as sweet as a song of words, melodious song in praise of someone. C option is praise of a woman by her lover. D option is last work of a poet or musician before death. So what is the answer to this question? Swan-song means last work of a poet or musician before death. Our next MCQ is to bite one's lips. Our options are repress an emotion, to feel sorry, to have doubt, to laugh at others. So the answer to this question means A option, that is to repress an emotion. Our next MCQ is to smell a rat. Our options are to misunderstand, to disclose, to see hidden meaning, to suspect a trick or deceit. So the answer to this question is to suspect a trick or deceit. To smell a rat means to suspect something tricky or deceitful. Our next MCQ is to hit below the belt. Our options are to harm unfairly, to work confidentially, to hit the correct mark, to harm unfairly. So what is the answer to this question, guys? The answer to this question is to harm unfairly. A is the answer to this question. Our next important MCQ is she was received by her friends with open arms. Here the idiom with open arms is used and we have to tell from these options what is the answer to this question. Our options are warmly, casually, coldly, indifferently. See, what is the trick to solve this type of questions is to read the sentence 2 or 3 times, then you can answer them easily. The answer to this question is A option, that is warmly. Our next MCQ is the politician was able to sway the mob with his gift of the gab. See, here the idiom gift of the gab is used. So the options are fluency of speech, flattering words, abundance of promises, politician, foresight. So what is the answer to this question, guys? The answer to this question is fluency of speech. A is the answer to this question. Our next question is Sachin has bitten off more than he can chew. Here the idiom bitten off more than he can chew is used. So our options are is always hungry, is trying to do too much, is very greedy, has little regard for others. So what is the answer to this question? The answer to this question is trying to do too much. B is the answer to this question. Our next MCQ is to give currency. Our options are to bestow importance, to misinterpret, to make publicly known, to originate. So the answer to this MCQ is to make publicly known. What does this mean? It means to make publicly known. So these are some important MCQs. See, you must, if you know these MCQs, then you can easily score. If you know these idioms and phrases, then you can easily score in your exam. So I think you should practice these MCQs again and again, so that it would really be really easy for you to score them in the exam. So our next MCQ is to be at dagger's dawn. Our options are to threaten one, to be frightened, to be bitter enemy, to be ready to face danger. So what is the answer to this question, guys? To be bitter enemy. C is the answer to this question. Our last MCQ is to get into hot waters. Our options are to get into trouble, to be impatient, to be in a confused state of mind, to suffer a huge financial loss. So what is the answer to this question, guys? The answer to this question is to get into trouble. A is the answer to this question. So these are some important MCQs. If you like the video, please subscribe, share and like it. Thank you guys for watching the video. Stay tuned.